Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Lauber, and today we're doing Module 6, Lesson 10. I have our learning target and our success criteria here listed out for us today, so I'm going to go ahead and review that. So our learning target is I can add within 100 using a place value understanding. So we're going to be adding up to 100, so our total can be up to 100, nothing more than that. And then our success criteria today is I am successful when I can add and subtract multiples of 10 to 100, including dimes. So multiples of 10, that just means that we're only going to be using numbers that we use when we skip count by 10. So we'll be using numbers like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So we won't be using anything in between that. And then also including dimes. We're going to be using some dimes today because dimes represent what number? They represent 10. Let's move on to the concept development for today. All right, we're going to start off with this number sentence right here. We have 4 plus 3. And the first thing that we would do would be we would draw our picture. So I'm going to do 4. I'm just going to draw circles. 4 circles plus 3 circles equals how many circles altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 plus 3 is 7. All right, we will move on to do our number bond, and our numbers are already given to us for our number bond. So we know our total is 7, so that's going to be the top of our number bonds. And we have our two parts that were already given to us, the two numbers that equal, or when added up together, equal 7. So we have 4 and 3, and they would go in these two circles. So 4 and 3. That part's pretty easy. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and change our units. This time we're going to change our unit. Instead of saying 4 dots plus 3 dots equals 7 dots, we're going to change our unit. Instead of dots, we're going to use tens. So let's try it out like this. So 4 tens plus 3 tens equals our answer. So let's remember how we draw tens. Remember, we draw our quick tens by drawing just a line. So I have 4 tens, so 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens. So 1 10, 2 10, 3 tens, 4 tens. Remember that these lines represent 10. That's us bundling. So this is a 10 right here. So now I have 4 tens plus 3 tens. So I have to draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3 equals how many tens altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still have 7 tens. Okay? Now, the difference between these two right here is that these represent units of 1. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. I cannot make this into a bundle because it is smaller than 10. But here I have 4 tens, which is bigger than a group of 10. I have 4 groups of 10 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 groups of 10. Now the last thing that we would be able to do is to show these groups of 10s as the actual number. So what does this represent? What does this picture here show us? Well, it shows us 4 groups of 10, but remember we count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. So this right here is 40 plus what? What does 3 tens actually equal? 10, 20, 30. So we have 40 plus 30, which equals 7 tens. But what does 7 tens represent? We can count by 10 7 times on our fingers, or we can count by 10 7 times using our picture. So you can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or we can do it on our fingers. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 40 plus 30 equals 70. And the number bond for that would be very similar to the ones that we have up here. We would have 70 up top. And we would have 40 and 30. Our two numbers, our two things that we added to get to 70. 40 and 30. All right, so Miss Lawver forgot to show you how to do a number bond for a problem that looks like this, where the unit is given to us as a tens. So we already know that 4 tens plus 3 tens equals 7 tens. All right, to do our number bond, we would put our total up top, and our total is 7 tens. And then we would have our 2 bubbles on the bottom. Sometimes they're coming off the side, so it could look like this. And we would just take our 2 numbers and we would put them into our bubbles here. So I'd have 4 tens and 3 tens. So these 2 numbers, when added together, equal our total up top. All right, let's move into working with some dimes. All right, so we have this for our first example. We have 7 tens, take away 4 tens equals something. And then we have a blank number sentence down here. Well, let's start off with our first number that's given to us. I need 7 tens. So this time I'm going to be using my dimes. I have my dimes down here. And I'm going to be using my dimes because each dime represents 10. So one dime is a group of 10. So tens and 10. So I have 1 10, 2 10, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. So I have my 7 tens. Now, if you don't have dimes, that's okay. You can draw your circles and put the number 10 inside. You can draw your quick tens, or you can even use your fingers. So anything like that would work. All right, so I have my 7 tens here, and I'm taking things away, which means they're going to be leaving or being crossed out. I can't draw on top of my money, so I'm going to move my dimes out of the way. So I have 7 tens, and I'm going to take away 4 tens. So take away 4 dimes. So I have 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens. Well, how many dimes do I have left? I've used my 4 tens now. I have 3 tens left. 1, 2, 3. So 3 tens. All right, let's do it one more time. And this time, while we're doing it, we're going to be filling in our number sentence on the bottom. So I have 7 tens, remember? So what does that represent? Well, let's count our dimes. Remember, each dime is worth 10 cents. So let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I have 70 cents. So 70. And I'm taking away 4 tens. So let's take away 4. 10, 20, 30, 40. I took away 40. And now how many do I have left? 10, 20, 30. So 70 take away 40 is 30. All right, we'll do one more example. All right, this time my problem reads 60 cents plus 20 cents equals some sort of number. I'm missing my number. We have a blank number sentence on here that says blank tens plus blank tens equals blank tens. Again, we're still going to be working with our dimes that I have down here. So let's start off with the 60 cents. Let's start off with 60. So remember, each dime is worth 10, so we're counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I have 60 cents. I'm going to be adding 20 more. So let's see. 10, 20. So how much do I have all together? Well, let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So I have 60 cents plus 20 cents equals 80 cents. All right, now let's move on to our our blank number sentence. So this is asking for us to do things in the group of 10. And remember that each dime represents 1 10. So let's count these by tens. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 groups of 10 plus 1, 2 groups of 10, which equals how many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups of 10. So 6 tens plus 2 tens equals 8 tens. And this are the same exact thing. They represent the same thing. 6 tens represents 60, 2 tens represents 20, and 8 tens represents 80. All right, now we're gonna move on to your problem set, and I'll show you how to do a couple of those before you do your work for the day. All right, so I'm gonna be showing you how to do number 2 on your problem set today, and the whole first page is done exactly the same. I didn't have the actual paper, so I had to draw everything out. So it had the same exact picture and numbers and everything. It just doesn't look nearly as pretty. So let's go ahead and look at our picture. I had this top row here, which has 3 tens. And then I have this bottom row here that has these boxes. They're a little off-centered, but this is the first group and this is the second group. So let's do our number sentence here. So I have blank tens plus blank tens equals blank tens. So how many tens do I have in the top row right here? I have 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. So I have 3 tens in the first row. And in the second, I have 1 10, 2 10, 3 tens, 4 tens. So 3 tens plus 4 tens equals, how many do I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 tens. That part's pretty easy. All right, now for the bottom number sentence here, we're going to be taking these numbers here, 3 tens and 4 tens, and taking it a step further. So what does 3 tens actually represent? What does this picture represent? We can count by 10 3 times, or we can count our blocks up here. 10, 20, 30. So I have 30 plus 4 tens. You can count the blocks, or you can count by 10 4 times, and I'll do my fingers this time. So count by 10 4 times. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 30 plus 40 equals 7 tens. Let's count them all up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 7 tens is the same as 70. Now to fill in our number bond, we're going to take these numbers that are already given to us and use it for our number bond. Our total number goes up top. The biggest number goes up top. My total and biggest number is 70. So 70 is going up top. And I take these two numbers that we use to add to get to 70, and they're moving on over to these boxes. That one's pretty easy. All right, now we're gonna move on to the back side of your problem set. All right, the back of your problem set is pretty easy as well. Questions 6 all the way up to 10 are using dimes. Some of them are addition and some of them are subtraction, and you know that the ones are subtraction when they cross out the picture. But for the number 6, we are adding. So I have some dimes here, and I have to figure out what my number sentence is. So let's see. Let's erase that. So I have 4 tens and 2 tens, but what do these numbers actually represent? Because it doesn't want the total, it actually wants you to write down the number sentence. So my number sentence for this would be 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll use a different color. So I have 40. I have 40 here plus 10, 20. So 40 plus 20 equals, and now I get to do the total. Let's count all of them all together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So 40 plus 20 equals 60. Now for number 11, there are 9 parts, but they're really easy. All you have to do is solve the number sentence that is given to you. And you can either do that mentally in your head, or you can draw pictures out. So I'm gonna draw my quick tens for this. So I have 40, so 10, 20, 30, 40, plus 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. And I'm gonna add them all up together because I'm adding 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 40 plus 40 equals 80. You can draw your quick tens, you can use dimes, you can draw circles with the number 10, you can count by tens. There's lots of different ways that you can solve the bottom half of this page. All right, guys, this was a review of lesson 10 for you all today. Remember that Miss Lauber loves you, and I miss all of you. If y'all need any help, please reach out to me, okay? Bye.